We are back with the 154th edition of the Quarantinecast. I'm excited for this one, just like always, but it's always nice catching up with someone I've had on before. I'm going to speak to Kurt Holobaugh, who's now signed for XFC. Last time I spoke to him, he was right there at the end of his UFC career and was looking forward to what was next. And here he is. He's part of the XFC tournament, and he's doing really well in that. He's in the semifinals. And without further ado, I want to bring him on. Hey man, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for taking the time to jump on here. Last time we spoke, it was right there at the end of your UFC run. You didn't know what was next, and man, great things have happened to you in the past few months. Talk about your the past few months for you. What that's been like.
Yeah, we talked last time I got released from the UFC, and the big question mark was where I was going to end up, and I wound up signing a pretty good deal with the XFC and entering their 155-pound lightweight tournament. And I think back in November, I got a first-round TKO stoppage over my opponent, and moving on to the semifinals here, May 28th in Iowa.
Yeah, man, it's been a crazy few months. I want to talk about that performance in particular. It was the first time you had gotten your hand raised since 2017. How big was that for you to go back and get that win and get your hand raised? And it only took 26 seconds.
It was huge. I kind of consider that as probably one of the biggest wins of my career. And one of the main reasons why is because I had all of my kids there to watch me fight live for the first time ever. So that was a big deal to me. And just to get on a big stage, NBC Sports, moving on in the XFC lightweight tournament it was pretty awesome.
Did you feel any extra pressure, not just because it was your first fight outside of the UFC, but there was that little bit of a skid that you were going through? Yes, you were fighting high-level opposition, but did you feel like with that losing skid that you were on that you felt a lot more pressure going into that one?
I really didn't feel any pressure at all. And I think that's really why I was able to perform so well. There's so much pressure in the UFC and fighting on that humongous stage. And, I know how good I am. I know I fought some of the best guys in the UFC while I was there. And, I think that's where mainly the pressure is. But when I take that pressure off my shoulders, I feel I'm able to perform up to my ability.
You said you were able to compete with your kids in attendance. Was there a crowd, or was it just like, exclusively to like families and whatnot?
Basically family. There was a few people there. They opened it up. I just don't think they did a really big gate, but it was about 6 hours away from my hometown, so a lot of my family just drove in. Plus, I had some family already living in Georgia, so they all got together, came over, and was able to watch me live and see me have one of my greatest performances.
I know I've spoken to a couple of guys, and they said that they feel like when their family's there, it doesn't really feel like a fight. It just kind of feels like you're at home. Did you feel that at all as well? Like, there was no pressure of being away from your family for too long. You got to kind of be around people that you know well and whatnot.
Not really. No, I was just excited. No pressure was on my shoulders. I had my kids there, a couple days before the fight. So I was just enjoying having them around. A lot of times when you see guys go out and fight, they go off and they do, 6 to 8 week training camps. They leave their families back at home, and sometimes that's really hard. And that's what I struggle with every time. Every time I leave to go fight, I have to leave my families back home, my kids, my fiance, and I think having them there made me feel better than ever.
You're a month away from your fight. You're fighting Scott Hudson on May 28th. What's your thoughts on the matchup?
He's a good opponent. I'm not taking this guy lightly. Like I've been saying a lot that I've fought tougher guys than him, and I know that he's getting pissed that I'm saying that. But I've yet to feel that he's fought and beat that guy that's earned him to say he's the toughest guy yet. So yeah, if he comes in and beats me, then I think he's earned that right. And the next guy that fights him or whoever fights him in the finals is going to say, yeah, now this is the tough fight. But good, respectful guy. I think we live a lot of the same lifestyle. I know he runs a gym back home. I run 2 gyms back home. I'm teaching kids every day. And that's what I've built my career in the last couple of years around. So I feel that we're very similar in that department. Um, but respect to him, he's going to be a tough fight. I know he's got some good Muay Thai, some good striking. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see how this fight goes.
Overall with the tournament format, is that something you like? Knowing like in a year's time, this is a Tom O'Connor might be the guy I fight next. Do you like having that? Knowing that these are the people that I'm going to possibly fight next. It limits it down. Do you like that format?
I like it, and one of the main reasons I liked it is because after the last win, I already knew who I was fighting, and we had a date set, but of course everybody knows they pushed the date back a little bit, which was fine. Just more time to prepare. But I like the tournament format because simply you already know who you're gonna fight. You already get a good look. You get to watch them fight that night, and you kind of get to be around that guy, and I think that helps out a little bit.
They seem to be beefing up this card a little bit. Like guys like Brett Martin and Chris Barnett seem to be brought on. Did you like that? Maybe you're not the main event, but there's a lot of eyes on it based on the talent that they brought in.
Yeah, and I think they're starting to do a good job of promoting it and getting it out there. Um, but and there's some pretty good guys, especially if you look up top in that welterweight tournament. You got guys like Bobby Nash, and Ryan Dickerson. Those guys are really, really good. Bobby Nash fought in the UFC a couple times, and as well as myself. Um, I think we got a couple high level, big name guys in it, and that's what's helping out promote that tournament.
So it's going to be held in the Wells Fargo Arena, full capacity crowd. That's got to be exciting. You get to be. I know the UFC just had their event down in Florida, but this is going to be one of the first events where it's going to be full arena. Does that excite you more than an empty arena?
Definitely. I love a full crowd. I like the energy from the crowd. I fought a couple times with no crowd. I did the contender series, which there was no crowd. You had two or three family members there that was cheering for you, but that's no different than no crowd for the UFC because they got a lot of guys from the production team. Everybody's walking around. I'm sure you got some guys cheering. So, in the Wells Fargo's arena, that's a pretty big arena, man. If the UFC wasn't going to go to Iowa, I'm sure that would be a spot that they would book. So I'm curious to see. Hopefully, XFC can do a good job of selling some tickets and getting us a good crowd in there.
You talked a little bit earlier about running your own gym. This is probably the worst time anyone could be running a gym. Talk about some of the struggles that you've faced, running a gym with COVID and everything that's going on.
It was a little bit of struggle for a little while. Of course, right when COVID come out and hit, we had to shut the gyms down for a couple months. But I had a lot of great students that personally text me and said, keep my accounts going. We'll get through this. So, I got great students, great customers, and all those guys definitely helped me out. So it wasn't as bad for me as a lot of people. So I credit all my students and my customers for all that. But we were still able to get some training sessions in. And my fiance Bree, she trains jiu-jitsu with me. My son Zayden, as you can see, if you go to my Instagram, we got a little mat area set up in my living room where we're rolling, we're grappling. And I got my son. He's 10 years old, but he can hold pads better than a lot of grown-ups. So, we had some fun with it also.
In terms of your training, the past few months, I'm assuming everything's back to normal and you're able to get full training camps in and you got the full array of training partners.
Yeah. So yeah, last few months, I got a bunch of training partners that are coming out whooping my butt daily. So, the good thing is I'm back in shape, so I can stop them from whooping me. So that's a good thing. So now we're just getting some good training in. Training session. I'm training sometimes 2 times a day, 6-7 days a week, and I have been for the last 2 weeks. So the soreness is leaving my body. I'm starting to feel better and better every day. And give me another 4 weeks, and there's no reason why I shouldn't be in the best shape of my life.
I love it. I want to talk about something that we talked about last time where you were up and down. You're 145, 155. Obviously, with the tournament format, 155 seems to be perfect for you. But if you think about longevity, is 145 something you're open to going back down to, or is 155 your permanent home?
I don't know. Of course, I love fighting 155. I don't cut, but about if I'm going to throw out an average number, 18 pounds is what I would normally take off my body to make 155. Normally, it's closer to 25 to 30 mark for 45, but I don't know, man. Whatever it takes to maybe get me a dang headline in UFC and XFC. So maybe if I got to go back down to 45 to get a headline, you never know, man. Win this tournament, and we'll see what's next.
I'm sure you caught the fights on the weekend. What was your thoughts about the energy in the arena? It was probably something that we hadn't seen in forever, and that's got to excite you. But what was your thoughts on the noise in the arena there on Saturday night?
Man, it was awesome. That's probably one of the cards that everybody was dreaming on fighting, fighting on coming off of the COVID and the quarantine and everything like that. I'm sure I've had dreams about coming back to a full arena and fighting. So it was awesome. I thought the crowd was great. I'm sure, and you can tell a lot of those guys they hadn't been used to that same adrenaline that they normally get. So, I thought it was awesome. I love a live crowd, and it was an amazing card.
All right, I'll ask you one last question, and then I'll let you get going. But there's a big fight in your division that's actually in the UFC, but it's happening next month. Michael Chandler fighting Charles Oliveira for the title. I can't go without asking your prediction for that. Do you have a prediction for that fight?
Man, I'm a Michael Chandler fan. I've liked Michael Chandler for a while. I like his style. The dude's gritty. He's tough. But Charles Oliveira is a beast, man, and I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. So I think Charles Oliveira is going to catch him in a submission. I think he's going to sub him probably third or fourth round.
All right, man. I love it. I actually have it going the same way. I think the later it goes, the more it favors Charles Oliveira. For people who may not know much about you, what can they expect from you next month?
Just expect a fast-paced, high-level fight. Anybody that's ever watched me fight, you go back, you can look up all my fights in the UFC on UFC Fight Pass. You can go back to Fight TV, watch my last fight with the XFC. Man, I come out fast, I throw hard punches, and I try to end the fight any chance I get. So I'm always entertaining. I'm never in a boring fight.
All right, man. Well, thanks very much for the time. And if I don't speak to you before then, best of luck. And I can't wait to see you perform on May 28th.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So there you have it. Kurt Holobaugh, I've talked to him before. If you guys haven't yet, be sure to check us out, fighterpath.com, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you tune in to XFC on May 28th, where Kurt Holobaugh is in the semifinals. He's fighting Scott Hudson for a chance to compete in the finals of the XFC lightweight tournament. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.